What's up, everybody? It's Bear with BearIndependent.com here today for Survival Dispatch. Shout out to Survival Dispatch. Wonderful people, the best, tremendous, believe it. Today, we're talking about preparedness on a budget. Yes, budget. I know that means money, which means we have to rein it in just a little bit. I want to buy the new SBR thing that the pistol goes in with the thing and it goes blah, 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 blah. No, pause. Okay. I want the $9,000 bushcraft knife. I know it's cool. It's super cool. Pause. Preparedness on a budget. Many people believe they don't have the money that it takes to be preppers. But preparedness is often much simpler. The best word's tremendous. Than what you see on doomsday preppers. Okay. Let's say I'm gonna give you a yearly budget of $5,000. Holy cow, Bear, I don't have $5,000. If I had $5,000, I wouldn't be sitting here watching YouTube. I'd be fishing on my bass boat right now. We're gonna find you $5,000. Like that. I know. I'm the Oprah of $5,000. Look under your chair. $5,000 for you, $5,000 for you, No, I wish I was, but I'm not. I live out here. But you know how I live out here? Hustle, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. It's a whole nother story. You can find $5,000 by reselling a whole bunch of your junk. I've done it. Most people have at least $1,000 worth of junk in their house that somebody would pay something for. And while we still have an economy-ish, you might want to liquidate that junk. It's taking up space in your house. It's costing you money. It's not useful. And if it is a pride of ownership thing, not every material thing in your life needs to be a pride of ownership thing. I just love it because it's cool. Awesome. Well, how many I love it because it's cool things are you going to keep in your house? Kind of my rule is if I haven't touched it in the last half a year, I probably don't need it. And then I get rid of it. And you can sell your junk or stuff or schnizzle and come up with a little bit of money. You can also pick up a side hustle. Before we moved out here, decided that I was going to work every Saturday in 1 year. I was felling trees for some people. I was hanging crown molding and running base for some people, building custom doors and doing woodworking for some people. Anything I could get just on Saturdays, just do some extra work. And in a year of Saturdays, just Saturday, I made $18,000 cash. Okay, that's a lot more than $5,000. So before we just throw the concept right out the door, it can be done. It's going to require something of you, but nothing worth doing is easy. So it can be done. So let's say you had $5,000. How would you prep for a family with $5,000? Also, remember we talked about budgeting. Take some of that money that you're saving, set it aside for preparedness. Okay. So you don't have to do this all at one time. You don't need $5,000 to start. We're going to start with $500. Okay. First order of business. Build 2 decent rucksacks for $500 each. If you only got $500, build one, then save up, and then build the other. Okay. As a note, do not buy the pre-made bug out bags that are out there from a lot of people. They're essentially garbage. The bags are cheap. The contents are terrible. Oh, it even comes with water. There's like 4 little 4-ounce water packages in there, which is like emergency lifeboat water. Your rations are lifeboat rations. It's like if you took a sugar cookie and smashed it into a brick and then took all the flavor and taste out of it, there's your emergency rations. There's a lot of markup on there. You're paying for a lot of stuff that's not really useful. So don't buy the pre-made budget bug out bags, all right? They and their contents will fall apart on you. So we're going to throw $500 per rucksack at 2 rucksacks. Contents, food rations, granola bars, Cliff bars, peanuts, Mountain House meals, maybe some MREs, whatever, some calories to get you through the day. Peanut butter, natural jarred peanut butter, super calorie dense, comfort food, and it'll last for about a year unopened in your bag. What's a jar of peanut butter? $3, and there's a lot of calories in there. Water filtration. I like the Sawyer Squeeze and the Sawyer Mini. I don't like the Life Straw because the Life Straw requires you to put your face this close to the water. Kind of a pain in the butt. The Sawyer Mini comes with a straw you can put on the end of it to suck water out of a puddle if you're just really into that. You can also hook it up in line with your water bladder. You can also put it on top of your water bottle. Same thing with the Sawyer Squeeze. You just screw it on top of your water bottle, squeeze it. You got clean water coming into your face. Socks. Yeah, good quality socks. I like Covert Threads. You should check them out if you haven't checked them out already. Covert Threads, they don't pay me money. I just really like their socks. They're a really great company that Yankee at Howitzer Hill turned me on to. Prescription medications, if you require any. Just have a conversation with your doc and say, Doc, the world's a little crazy. Supply chain logistics aren't what they used to be. I was wondering if I could get an extra 30 days. And doc should say, as long as it's not a controlled substance, should say, yeah, okay, not a problem. Boom, throw it in your rucksack. First aid kit, boo-boo kit, gauze tape, gloves, and disinfectant will get you most of the way. Throw in a cat tourniquet. This is a North American Rescue genuine cat tourniquet, highly recommended. Maybe a couple of pressure bandages like an Israeli wound dressing, something like that. A good fixed blade knife. I like the Moras. They're decent options at about $25 to get started. If you get the carbon steel knives, you can use them to strike your ferro rod, magnesium rod, so forth and so on. Yeah, but they're not full tang. We're not trying to bushcraft a log cabin in the middle of the woods. We're using our cutting tool when we're bugging out if we have to get from point A to point B. I'm not trying to build a castle in the wilderness with my 4-inch fixed blade knife, okay? So I like the Mora for a decent knife. 100 foot of paracord, about $10. Duct tape, $6-ish. Tent, sleeping bag, tarp, and a wool blanket, or any combination of those. I like tarp shelters a lot, and tarps can range from $10 to $200. Wool blankets can range from $10 to $100. I mentioned I like the USGI 70% wool blankets. They're like 90 inches long or something like that. They're awesome. You get a 10 by 12 tarp to go with that, some cordage and tent stakes. You can make some really good tarp shelters if you need to, or just get a small tent, a backpacking tent. They're like yay big. Throw it in your rucksack. Good to go. We're not living in this thing. It's shelter for when we need to take a break, because bugging out is getting from point A to point B, from where it's bad to where it's less bad and or good. This is not a leisurely stroll through the woods. We're trying to make time, right? A stainless steel single wall bottle, water bottle. Double wall is insulated. It will not transfer heat from outside to inside, meaning it's very, very, very difficult to boil water in those things. And if you need to purify water by boiling, you want a single wall stainless steel bottle, and potentially a water bladder for your rucksack as well. Allows you to carry another 2 or 3 liters of water in your backpack, and you can dunk that thing into a water source, screw the lid on, put it back in your water source, and then either take water out of that and put it into your container for purification or filtration, or you can run your filter in line from the hose that comes off your water bladder. Cool. $1,000, 2 rucksacks. Step 2, second order of business. Spend $500 on water and water purification. This could be something like a Catadine Hiker, or I forget what it's called. The Something Pro. I have the Something Pro. Clearly, I don't use it as much as the Catadine Hiker. MSR makes some good stuff. Catadine makes some good stuff. There's a lot of reputable dealers out there. Get a good water filter, and you may even look at something like a Berkey filter, or the you can use buckets, drill holes in buckets, and put just the filter elements in the buckets to make, just research all this stuff on your own, but spend $500 on water. Water storage, water purification, water filtration. Step 3, third order of business. Take $1,500 and throw it at food to store. The sooner you do this, the better, because the cost of food is going up significantly as we speak. The dollar is being devalued because of international shenaniganry when it comes to economics. And the food availability is tightening, both because of global population increases and also because of global lackluster yields. So food is raising in price exponentially. So $1,500 towards food. This is food that your family already enjoys eating. If nobody in your family eats buckwheat, don't store up a whole bunch of buckets of buckwheat, okay? Mac and cheese, ramen noodles, whatever will last on the shelf for a while. Pasta, dry pasta will easily last a year on a shelf. Easily. Take $1,500, throw it at food. Step 4, fourth order of business, defense. This one's getting a little tricky because it's moderately apocalypsy out there right now. So my basic recommendations for a home, if you have nothing, a 12-gauge shotgun, a 9mm pistol, and an AR platform will solve almost all of your problems, whatever those problems might be. The cost of that these days varies significantly. Take $1,500 if you have it and you can find it, and throw them towards defense, whatever that might be. If you already have firearms, do not spend another $1,500 on firearms. Spend another $1,500 on food, water, seeds, and gardening tools. That is correct. Yes, this requires more effort than spending money. I know. It's almost like we should actually have to do something to earn the right to live through the apocalypse. Blasphemous, I know. Step 5, fifth order of business. Use the remaining $500 as follows. Buy a trauma kit and sign up for training classes. Mine or anybody else's. I frankly don't care if you buy mine or take my training. They're available, bearindependent.com, as is the training. But there's lots of other good instructors out there. You can go find free or low-cost classes at the American Red Cross. Look them up on the internet. Trauma kits vary widely, from $40 for a whole military-grade IFAK that's garbage to $400 for a whole bunch of stuff in a kit that you probably don't need in an IFAK. Up to stomp bags, SEAL Team Operational Medical Pack for $1,100. Just get a trauma kit, learn how to use it. I'd say probably in the $150 to $250 range. Buy garden seeds and use them. Remember, on step 5, the remaining $500. Buy garden seeds and use them. Why? Because you will fail. Fail now, so you can learn to succeed when it counts. If you live in an apartment right now, cool, put a 5-gallon bucket on your little porch or in your veranda, in the breezeway, in the public space, wherever. Fill it full of potting soil and plant 3 things. 1 pepper plant, 1 tomato plant, and cilantro. Then harvest them and make the best salsa you've ever had. You'll be thanking me. You'll be like, oh, Lordy bear, this is the best salsa I ever had. Yes, it's true. That's exactly what you're going to sound like. Grow something. Learn how to grow something now. Because when it matters is not when you want to be learning that skill set. You want to already be developing that skill set now. Take some of that $500 and go to the range. Even if it's 1 session from 1 competent instructor, educate yourself on the use of firearms. They're powerful tools, not magic wands. Act accordingly. Simply holding the thing like this doesn't mean you're going to hit your target. A lot of people, especially people who are new to firearms, misunderstand hit probability and how to actually manipulate the platform. So go get some training, basic training. How to hold the weapon, how to present the weapon, how to hold the weapon, sight alignment, sight picture, proper trigger manipulation, follow through, repeatability, safely holstering so you're not using that trauma kit to plug the hole that you just shot into your femoral artery while you're trying to reholster, things like that. And so if you do all that stuff, congratulations. You're now well on your way to being prepared. Welcome to the community. So what do you do after that? Get your food and water to a 1-year supply. I know it sounds like a lot of work. It's really not that bad once you start doing it. A 1-year supply, and then start working on your garden, because that food storage in a long-term scenario is the cushion that allows you to spin up your agriculture. Continue to work on your marksmanship and your first aid skills. I would also say meet people, date each other, fall in love, and do the mutual assistance group things together so that you can be as prepared as possible as a group to weather whatever storm may come. And then you just keep doing it. Just keep going. Within that group, perhaps identify useful skills for yourself and the group, and then pour into that. Ham radio operation, further medical skills, hunting, fishing, trapping, scavenging, foraging, general construction, the ability to make firewood. It just goes on and on and on and on and on, which is great. Hey, automotive repair, diesel mechanics, heavy equipment operation, permaculture, animal husbandry, cheese making, butchering and slaughtering. Yeah, but we're not there yet. That's okay. $5,000 sounds like a lot of money. I'm promising you, you have at least $1,000 worth of junk in your house you could sell right now to come up with some money to get started. And I'm promising you there is some time that you are wasting throughout the day, the week, the month, the year that you could be trading for fiat currency. While it still has some value, so that you can turn that fiat currency into tangible goods that have actual inherent value that could possibly save your life if things go truly sideways here in the Estados Unidos. How do I know that? How can I promise that to you? I've done it. I've lived it. I've been there. I don't have a lot of money, but I do have a lot of skills. And when I use those skills to put a smile on other people's face, they tend to pay me for it, and then I can use that for food storage, firearms, ammunition, so forth and so on. So sell your junk, work an extra day a week, and be a little bit more prepared every day. Shout out to Survival Dispatch for allowing me to play in their sandbox. We appreciate y'all very much. Check out survivaldispatch.com. Check out bearindependent.com. We are also here on YouTube, channel Bear Independent, and I appreciate y'all very much for hanging in there with us. Bless y'all. Bear out.